Hello, Ross here. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're going to cover how to add or update your donation page. So with our template, we have a sample donation page already created. So we're going to use that and we're going to make it our own. So to start, we'll go down to the fundraising tab. And from here, select the donations menu option. Next, we're going to select the donation tab. And this is where that template donation page will live. So we can choose to update it, which we will, or if you want, you can add a new donation page altogether. The steps will be the same. So we'll click View, and this is going to be that existing template donation, and we'll navigate down to the General tab. And just keep in mind that a lot of these steps will be the same across all the different areas within this management dashboard. So you'll see, like in other videos and guides, there's going to be a General tab, Media tab, might have Content tabs, Layout tab, and so on. So you're just going to work your way down and fill out the information necessary for that specific page. So we'll get started here and we'll cover the General tab for this donation item. So again, we'll have the common fields like donation name and page slug. So you can rename those, update the page slug. It's going to change the end of the URL. And down below is the suggested donation amount. So this is the amount that someone can quickly donate when they land on your donation page. So the field in that donation box will be set to $25. You can also choose to show number of donations made and amount raised. So some might want that detail present, some might not. So you can choose whether you want that visible or not just by checking off this box. And we do also provide quick action buttons on the donation page if someone wants to donate anywhere from $10 to $100 really quick. So just to show you that, we'll jump to the donation page itself. And the first thing you might notice is that the donation field is defaulting to $25, and that's because the suggested donation amount we set in the dashboard was for $25. So whatever value we enter there is going to show up in this field. And then up above are those quick action buttons. These are static, so you can't change the values assigned to each of these buttons. They're just there to give your guests, your audience, a quick way to donate a fixed amount. So now let's go back to the dashboard and we'll continue updating the information on the General tab. Like all General tabs, we have that short description. So you can provide details on the donation page itself, maybe what you're supporting, where the funds are going to go. So that'll be detail that you'll want to include potentially. And then a feature image for your page as well. So you can remove the template image, you can upload your own, you can choose from the media library if you've already started to upload images, or you can use the AI tool to generate an image for you. So once you're done updating the fields on this page, you can go ahead and click Save, and then we'll move on to the Media tab. And as covered in previous videos and within this guide itself, so the Media tab is where we can update the feature image and where that content is going to be positioned. We did see the template donation page before, and it had the media at full width at top. So we had that big hero section, and then below it was the donation buttons. So if we're okay with that, we can leave that as is. But again, feel free to update these settings as desired. So if you want to change the media position, or maybe you don't want to go with an image media type and you want to try the video option, you can play around with those settings and create the page that you want. We won't go into all of these settings as we have covered them previously. So once you're done making changes on this page, go ahead and hit Save, and then we'll move on to the Content tab. So now on to the Content tab, and because from the Media tab we didn't choose the custom block option, we have the Content tab where we can provide all of the content for this page. And just keep in mind that you have a character limit of 4,000 characters, so if you do run out of space for all your content, you can use custom blocks from the Layout tab to add additional content as needed. So you can start by updating this field. And again, keep in mind that this is fully HTML capable, so you can update the bolding, you can add color highlights, you can add bulleted lists, you can input images within this field as well. So you can really customize the content that's going to be on this page. And a good rule of thumb is to just include helpful information as to why someone would want to donate to your organization. So maybe specify where the funds are going, or what you plan on doing with the funds. Maybe they're going to support families in need throughout your community, or maybe it's all going to go towards building a new park or providing supplies to a local school. So whatever your cause is that you're supporting, provide that detail here. Let people know, make it easy for them to understand what you're fundraising for. So once you've entered in your content, go ahead and hit save, and then we'll move on to the layout tab. So now onto the layout tab. So this is where we get a sense on what this page will look like, but just keep in mind that we don't see an exact representation of what the page will look like. And that's simply just because in the dashboard we have these extra side menus that are taking up space. So there's just not enough room to show an exact representation of what your page will look like. If you do want to see a preview, you can go click on that option down below, preview, and then that'll open up in a new tab your web page. So this will give us a more accurate sense on the Donate Now page. We have the quick link options that didn't show up in the layout tab, but we also get the footer and the top navigation menu. So we really get a sense on what this entire page will look like. So now just back to the layout tab. So this is where we can update additional content if we need to through the use of blocks. And again, we've covered this in previous videos as well as within other guides. So I won't go into too much detail on all of the different blocks, but just know that you can add additional content through these blocks, and you can choose which ones are going to make sense for your donation page. So for example, you might want to include a link to a page for your About Us, or maybe a contact page. So you could do that through the use of a multiple item block. These are just some examples. Maybe you just want to promote some upcoming events, or maybe just recent posts from your community. So all of that can work so long as it meets your needs. So you can build a page that you want, and again, just remember that you have the buttons on the side of each block. So if you want to update or delete certain blocks, you can do so from the icons on the far right side of each of the blocks. And just keep in mind that choosing content blocks is totally optional. So if you don't want to add any additional content and you just want to have a very basic, simple donation page where you just have those donation buttons, you can do so. We'll leave the page as is and just keep it very basic. So once you're done adding your content to this page, we can move on to the visibility tab. So starting at the visibility tab, we have the Can Guests See and Donate section. So what this ultimately allows you to do is decide whether you want the page to be visible to your guests, and if it is visible, can they donate or can they not? So right now it's set to guests can see and donate, which is why we have those quick donate buttons on the front of the page where you can select from $10 to $100 or enter a custom donation amount. If we were to set the guests can see but not donate option, this would allow you to promote your cause. So you can promote this page, but you wouldn't have a way to receive online donations. So you can still accept payments offline and attribute those funds to the donation item from the dashboard, but your audience wouldn't be able to donate on their own online from the page itself. And lastly, guests cannot see. So with this option, your audience wouldn't see this page at all. Your admins would still have access to this page, and they could still attribute offline donations to this page through the dashboard, but guests just wouldn't have any visibility over this page at all. Next is the status. So right now it's set to live, so this page is visible to your audience that have access to your community site, so long as the page is linked somewhere. You can set it to draft if you want to hide it from your audience, maybe while you're working on making some changes, or if you just want to retire the page altogether, you can archive it. If this page was in draft mode, you could set a publish date so then it automatically switches to live on a specified date, as well with the hide after. If you want the page to only be visible for a certain period of time, you could set the date that it switches to archived. And then lastly, one more unique aspect for the donation page visibility tab is linking it to a fundraising campaign. So what fundraising campaigns do is that you can combine all of your activities, your fundraising activities, into one campaign. And then within that campaign, you share the one link to all your audience and they can see all of your fundraising activities associated to that campaign. So you could link your donation page, you can link an auction, a raffle, maybe an event that you're selling tickets for. You could even have a marketplace item that you want to sell, and every product that sells attributes to your fundraising goal. So if you have a fundraising campaign, you can link this donation page to that campaign. And this can always be done after the fact as well. So right now we have the donation page set up. We can then go ahead and create a fundraising campaign and then link the two together. Or if we had a fundraising campaign already created, we can link it here right now. But since we don't have one, we don't have anything to link to, but we could always come back and link the two at any point. So once you're done making changes on the visibility tab, be sure to hit save. And now we've successfully taken the template donation page and customized it and made it our own. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.